Hello everyone, my name is Farouk,
And my name is Dollar.
and today we'll talk a little bit about loneliness.
Feeling lonely is a feeling that you don't belong anywhere. It's a feeling that nobody cares about you. You can feel lonely even when you have people around you, and even with thousands of friends on social media.
Now, loneliness can even lead to high amounts of stress and even potentially overeating. Now, as another factor, loneliness can even harm your cardiovascular system. Loneliness can reduce our lifespan and worsen our immune system. Now, it was estimated that loneliness is just as bad as smoking one pack of cigarettes. Now, this just blows my mind, Aller.
It's it's crazy. When you feel lonely, you start to become aggressive towards other people. You start shutting everyone off from your life. And most importantly, your brain starts to misunderstand the social cues.
So here's an example, right? Have you ever been in that situation where you were at a party and you saw your two friends just talking to each other and giggling, and you thought, are they talking about me? Because that could be an example of where you might have misunderstood the cue.
There are many ways to deal with loneliness. We believe that the first step to deal with loneliness is to accept that loneliness is a totally normal feeling, and you shouldn't be ashamed of it at all.
100% dollar, and here's what we encourage you to do, right? So if you're sitting on your couch right now or wherever you're sitting, why don't you pick up your phone and send a text to one of your friends that you haven't talked to for a while? Or even better, maybe call some of your grandparents or Zoom call some of your grandparents and ask them how they're doing, because it's important right now. It's absolutely vital that we provide communication, especially to the people that are vulnerable to this disease.
Our next method to deal with loneliness it actually is a multi-level point. It consists of dissecting the situation and reflecting on the situation. So whenever you deal with something that you felt bad about, you need to go back and dissect the situation. And by dissecting, you'll be able to reflect on what happened and why did you feel bad about.
100% dollar. And let's take you to a very important example that may have happened in your life. For example, let's say for the last couple of weeks you've been playing games for and watching YouTube for 10 to 12 hours, right? And one day, one of your parents comes up to your room and they say, hey, listen, you've been playing too many video games and you've been watching too much YouTube and you haven't been spending enough time with me, right? And the way you respond to that is by saying, oh no, I haven't been doing all of that. I've been actually working, doing my e-learning, and I don't want to talk to you. So you storm off. Now here's what you can do after that whole interaction. Sit down and reflect on what happened during that situation. Did you maybe mistakenly understand a certain cue potentially? Or maybe something happened during that conversation and you need to go back and analyze and see where you went wrong. Maybe your family was right that you aren't spending enough time, and maybe playing video games 10 to 12 hours a day is bad for you, and that you must find the perfect balance between your family and video games and YouTube and all that stuff. Wouldn't you agree, Dollar?
Absolutely. When it comes to, playing games for 12 hours, I feel like you need to take it easy,
100% Dollar.
right? At the end of the day, let's say you have tried all these methods and nothing seems to be working. So we highly recommend to reach out to a specialist. And when I say specialist, I mean you can always Google them, but primarily you probably want to seek help from a mental health nurse, a psychologist, or a psychiatrist, and they will be able to help you tremendously. And the other very good thing for at least us Canadians, Canadian government has invested 7.5
$1 million.
million
Yeah.
dollars into mental health programs. So nowadays, due to all this self-isolation thing, you could potentially, book an online appointment with the specialist, and in this way, you will be able to get help.
100% Dollar. And just to conclude, right, Dollar just put up a very important picture. If try out all of the methods that we've provided below, and if none of them work, please call or talk to a specialist, because mental health and the feeling of loneliness must be addressed and is very important. So
Absolutely.
down below we'll put our Instagrams where we post some mental health tips and videos, so you can check them out further. See you next time.
Take care.
Hey Northview, I hope that you enjoyed this video, and I just wanted to do a quick message on behalf of the Student Council. So again, to go over a very important theme, there are resources and people that can support you, like the Kids Help Phone line, and the Telehealth Ontario line, and the Mental Health TO line, and many other lines that you can see on your screen right now. There's also the public health nurse and the WhatsApp walk-in clinics, which are free online counseling for students. On top of that, you can always get your help from our own school resources, like a social worker, a child youth worker, and by connecting with your guidance counselors in the guidance school classrooms, or by asking your teachers for help. So, the final message from the Student Council is that we're all hoping that you're enjoying this mental health and wellness week, and that you're all excited for what is to come, because there's some amazing events coming out. That's all from me and the Student Council. Stay safe and see you all soon.